Three leaders in step, the PM with his Dutch and Canadian counterparts at RAF Northolt.
Hi guys, how are you? Nice to see you.
This a show of solidarity and strength as we enter the 12th day of war. Troops on standby to assist.
We may have to be calling on your services a lot more.
1,000 British soldiers already committed to providing humanitarian aid, and more may follow. When it comes to this crisis, there's no end in sight.
Well done. Well done.
Old allies and friends are more appreciated than ever.
We're united in many things.
And with many things to discuss as the West grapples with its response to war in Europe.
Putin is doubling down on his aggression and he is deciding to attack in a pretty indiscriminate way. That's producing huge waves of people. We're going to have to respond to that, and we will.
Over 1.5 million refugees already. How to help Ukraine and put paid to Putin's mission, the agenda for these men.
Prime Ministers, will Putin fail? Will Putin fail, sirs?
These leaders determined to make sure he does.
The world is clearly changing, and I think that what we can't do post the invasion of Ukraine is assume that we can go back to a kind of status quo ante, a kind of new normalization in the way that we did after the invasion of Crimea.
Russia, a pariah state that must be isolated. Financial sanctions in place, attention now on banning Russian oil imports.
It's too bad that we are so dependent on Russian oil, but we're not going to make that mistake again.
And in the meantime, this war only worsens. Can you de-escalate, or do you accept that you just have to let this play out and it's going to get a lot worse and it's going to take a long time?
At this moment, it is very difficult to de-escalate. At the same time, I'm happy that both Scholz but also Macron are still trying to get into contact with Putin.
The Prime Minister with the Canadian and Dutch leaders today, all of them putting on a united front and insisting that the West will eventually defeat Putin through economic, if not direct, military might. But there are questions too about whether the Prime Minister's rhetoric matches reality, with criticism in his own backyard over the slow sanctioning of Russian oligarchs and whether or not the UK's taking enough Ukrainian refugees. Tonight, a promise to ramp up processing across Europe, but just 300 visas now issued against 18,000 applications in a matter of days. MPs on both sides are not convinced we're doing enough.
In 1972, we took into Kent thousands of Ugandan nations. We did it almost overnight and without any difficulty at all. Last Monday, my right honourable friend told me that she would cut away the red tape. Why aren't we doing it?
People who are being told to wait 72 hours after their security checks are all cleared just because of bureaucracy.
These not the last world leaders the PM will meet this week as he looks to play a leading role in the Western front against Putin. But he'll be judged on the home front too when it comes to his handling of rich Russian oligarchs and refugees. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.